Hello again. This is Cami and Dory. Dory, is it fiber fusing?
Yes.
The workshop, beautiful location here in the Netherlands, not far from Amsterdam today. And so Dory invited a group of textile artists, and this is a particularly cohesive group of felters. And I'm going to let them say their name and talk about why and how they work together as an artist group. So, you want to start?
Yeah. Okay. Together we are LAK. Linda, Anneke, Karen. Together that's LAK. And we met each other, I think about 15 years ago with the Dutch Velters Association. And we felt them a few times a year. And when we were doing that at the time, we thought we want to do something different. We want to get rid of all the scarves and the slippers and want to do something with art.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how to do that exactly. So we had a kind of mentor, and that is Bertina Sletterhaar. She's coming also this afternoon. She was our mentor, and we saw her a few times a year. And then together we talked about our work and try to be critical to each other, to try to get a higher level in your work. And that was working very good. So after a while we started to say, well, we can do that on our own. Mm. And then we made a Veld collective, Linda, Anneke, Karen. And together we are LAK. And together we think we are stronger and we have more power. We're not so. We're more. We have more confidence. I was looking for the word.
Right.
Together we have more confidence and try to get each other to a higher level. And when one of us is stuck in her work, we look at each other's work and talk about it. And well, you can look at another way at your work, and you can go on then. So that's very. Special for us.
Yeah. Good support.
And, so now we expose a few times a year together. Mm-hmm. And for us it is special because we think bigger, dare more.
Especially dare more.
Yeah, dare more. And we're looking for a team that will work on. We all have different styles, make very different things. We all work at home, at our own home. But then we meet a few times to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And I think
and
the best...
contact a lot.
Yeah, contact a lot, yeah. Mostly by phone or something like that. And I think the best thing of us is that there's no competition between us.
It's safe to have critic on each other.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that brings us higher up. And when we expose together, we always want to be there because we also love to see how the people look at our work, what their comments are. Just talk to them and observe, and we grow. We grow together. Yeah.
Do you have any hopes? What are you hoping for the future with your team here?
I don't know. Keep on going the way we are.
Year by year.
Year by year.
Several exposures.
Having fun.
Having fun.
What
Good.
we do. And maybe when we try to think big, one day there will be a big exposition from LAK.
Yeah.
And take ourselves more serious.
Yeah.
Take yourself seriously as artist.
Because we are always very modest and okay. But in the meantime, we have found out that what we're making is good.
Yeah, that confirmation. Right. Yeah. And do you all have different studios in your home, right? Can you tell me a little bit about your studio, your workspace, each of you?
Well, my workspace is my home, and I have a room with all my stuff, and I work all through the house.
Yeah.
And it makes it more easy for me because I work most of the time very small. So most of the time I'm sitting on the couch and I'm embroidering and sewing, and then I can do that everywhere. So,
Right.
yeah.
And I will tell you, everybody on Facebook here, that we'll be making sure that you have all the social media and some more pictures. I'll probably be posting those on Instagram, the Fiber Art Now Instagram, over the next week, 2 weeks, because there's so much wonderful work. So stay tuned, and I will be sharing their work more closely, and the whole universe the fiberverse can be inspired, right?
Yeah. We're working on a website now. It's called LAK Collective. .nl.
Okay.
So in January it will be finished,
All right.
I guess.
2020, we'll have your website up.
Yes.
That's exciting. That's a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
It's hard, I think, to have artists do all that business stuff, right?
Well, we have daughters.
Good. Okay, good. Okay. And your studio space
On my home.
in your home?
It's a special place where I can work and let it down when I go back. My children at home and I'm working.
That's nice.
I'm always working big, and it's nice to have a place.
Right. And your studio space?
Also at home,
Uh-huh.
but I have 2 rooms. I have a very big house, so I have 2 rooms. One is for stocking my materials and my sewing machine and my carding machine. And then the other room is with comfortable tables where I can work and put it down and let it there. And I also teach there once a week. And that's also nice to do.
Are you teaching felt making, or what do you teach?
Felt making and embroidery.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice. And where do you source all your wool here? And do you have different? I know Germany. I've heard that already now.
And England.
England as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, also Meerfield from Holland.
Yes.
Oh,
Some
right.
Texel and
Yeah.
Okay.
they
That's,
have nice
um,
colors.
Yes. But Anneke and I, we also dye our own wool. So we buy it white. Linda works in natural colors.
Yeah.
And we dye it.
Are you using natural dye or
Both.
both?
Both.
All right. That's. I can see some of the beautiful work behind. Do you want to talk about this work you're standing in front of?
Well, it's inspired by nature, the bark of the trees.
That's beautiful.
And when you look very good to the trees, you see a lot of colors. And you, how do I say? It's not only green, but there is pink and red and blue, and then you get some layers on it. And that's what I try to make it more exciting.
Yeah. Right. And do you? Are you working? I guess you're not using a felting machine on this, no. Okay.
No, but it takes a lot of time, every day a little bit.
Right.
Because it's too heavy.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah.
Day by day.
And over here on the table,
Yeah.
let's just keep walking around.
Also
while
the
we-
lichen.
Oh, lichen. We say lichen
Lichen?
in the
Okay.
U.S., but
Okay.
lichen, yeah.
Is is it
The moss.
not in the moss? Yeah. It's nice on the trees or on the ground or what. Yeah, I try to translate it to a picture or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you've all exhibited together
Mm-hmm.
before?
Yeah, we do by 3 years, I think, now. And sometimes by our own, but twice a year we will exhibit together, I think. Huh? Yeah.
And what do you think people would like to know that's different? Have anything that they might not think of when it comes to your work or your process, your creative process? Something.
I think for me, I think the colors, the different colors on the layers. Also here you see very close different kind of white, yellow, red, orange, gray, and then when they're together, they give a nice shine
Yeah.
on it.
And the surprise, when you cut this, did you get another color?
A surprise comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? All right, let's, I'm going to try to move over to, you want to move to your work over here? Enjoy the background here is this beautiful workshop space of Dory Van Dyke. And okay, so this is a very powerful piece. How big is the blanket, or is it a blanket?
Yeah, it's a blanket. I made it in a series of dementia, because my mother had dementia and she died of it, and I had several issues with that. And this is one of the last ones. It's the blanket I made when she was ill and was going to die. And afterwards I took it home, and my mother was a painter and a ceramist. So I took her paintings and tear them up and put them together again. And that became a new design. And that's what I embroidered with her face on it.
That's beautiful,
And
really.
I called it Cherish Me, because I wanted to give her some warmth and some attention, and that she knows I will think about her. Yeah. And the last thing in the dementia part I made are these ones. Those are little souls I make. They're very soft and handy. They're very close in your hand, and it's a bit like a stress ball. When you're restless or sad or something like that, you can have it in your hand and move it around and get a bit of peace with yourself. So I give them to people who need them, or I let them make themselves.
Wow, that's really powerful. Almost tearful hearing the conversation. Okay, so let's go to your beautiful paper. Explain to me about these.
Yeah, there was a time that I had a frozen shoulder and I couldn't felt. So I had to think of something else to do, because doing nothing is not what I want. And then I got to making paper out of silk. So these are made from silk fibers, some piece of thread, piece of cloth, all silk, and then made a form, a bit of stitching, a bit of crochet.
Yeah, the edges and the. Is that a leaf?
Yeah, that's a leaf that
that's
was from the
beautiful.
eco printing, and I threw it away, and then I thought that is.
And how did you stiffen that? How did you get that form, that shape?
Yes, well, when your paper is wet, you can form it. But I also did some, when it was flat, I did some stitching
I see.
before, and then make it wet again and make a nice form. And that's also what I did with the necklace. That's also silk paper. And when you look close, you can see the parts of cloth that are in it. Those little forms and crochet with a very thin hook, and then complete it with metal thread.
The metal thread, that copper is beautiful. Lots of good comments there. That's fun. So how does this translate to that?
Yeah, because the blanket of my mother was an emotional team, so I like to work from a team, because I know where I'm going to, so it gives me a kind of way to work on, and that's also here. That was in our exhibition in Den Bosch last month, and our theme was Zen, being relaxed, having fun. And these are like what you see in nature, the little rocks on your way, to point out where you are and where you're going. So this little wise man gives you direction on the path you walk on.
That's beautiful. I love all your stitches. Your hand stitching is so...
Yes, yeah. And they're also filled like the little soul, so you can take them in your hand and it's soft and movable.
That's really, really a beautiful piece. And it shows you the way.
It shows you the
I
way.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now there's so much good
Next
stuff
step,
here. It's
yeah. I work by team, but I also work by macro photography.
Okay.
And then I have pictures of plants or flowers, of piece of earth. And when you zoom in, you see a whole kind of different structures and colors that you wouldn't pick out normally. So that's how I begin. This is the plant. And when you zoom in, you see that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in German. And that's what you see when you zoom in. And then something like that comes out. And with my jewelry, I work together with a silversmith. He's called Kees Joren. And he made the silver for me.
Wow.
So it makes
That's
some nice balance.
Yeah. And do you design this on paper first, or is
No,
it just
no.
happens,
Yeah,
right?
just
Okay.
organic, see what comes out and which way it goes. Yeah.
And this piece right here, look at these stitches. And you said you dyed your own
My own yarn, yes.
yarn.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, you can see. I don't know. You want to put that on?
Yeah,
It's asking to be on a wrist. Yeah, that was very beautiful. Perfect. Yeah. And then you have
yeah, those are my red threads in my work. For a few years ago, I made 5 big alliums inspired by a dried allium, and I filled them with 500 felted and embroidered buttons. So I make buttons, and that was the artwork. But the buttons are keeping on going because people like them, want to buy them, wear them as a jewel or as a clothing item. So I keep on making that. Every time they're different. There's not one the same.
look at your stitching there.
Yeah.
I can see why they're popular. And you sell them one at a time, or they
Yes.
look so nice in a group.
Yeah, they do, but I sell them so in little boxes with the name of my felting on it.
That's very nice.
And the books are my other red thread. Well, I have a cousin and she lives in a monastery, and she's head of the bookbindery. And I learned all the sisters to felt, and they teach me how to bookbind.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I'm doing all the time now, with pieces of felt that I like, and then I make a book out of it. And they are with felt, with embroidery, or with, this one is with paper felted in, different kinds of paper. But also again, my silk paper.
Yeah, the silk paper is beautiful.
Yeah.
And is that what, are you teaching? You said you had some workshops?
Every week.
Yeah. And what do you usually teach is the...
Mostly they go their own way and they think about what they want to make themselves, and I'm there to help them with their issues.
My issues, that would be good.
And
Okay.
sometimes it's a real workshop, and last time we had some buttons or bookbinding. That's also, I do that also in Germany at the Felting School.
Awesome. All right, I want to go over there. Thank you, thank you. Look at all these goodies here coming in this beautiful big studio here. All right, so you want to...
Yeah, this is called Selamat Jalan, that means good journey. And I've made this as a memory of my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law. They both died of cancer, and I wanted to do something nice with it. So I'm very into circles.
Yeah, I love circles.
And I had pictures from all of their lives and put them on felt and embroidered it. And I put little circles also. And well, it helped me to give them a better place. It's yeah. What can you do to remember them in a nice way? So
Wow, this is very powerful.
yeah, and I did it with this is copper thread from electric cable.
Right, that's beautiful. It's very It talks about, all these pieces talk about the therapy
Yeah,
that we all get from doing our craft.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it is very helpful.
Yeah, right.
And it's
I
nice
think
to put something nice for that.
I think that's universal,
Yeah, yeah.
no matter where. And you have
And like I said before, I like to work small, and these cushions are made. I was inspired by Karen, and I call them hand in hand, and I give them to someone. So, in mind, you're always with them, so you can take it in your hand, and you can feel it feels good. So you be there, even though you're not in person.
That's a really lovely concept.
Yeah. And the cushions are made because of our Zen team, and I made a lot of cushions in all kinds of shapes and all round, but in different sizes.
And you said Centene?
Zen was our
Zen,
was
Zen,
our-
the
so
Zen
That's
concept.
our team.
All right,
Yeah.
your theme.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And I make these labels and I put them everywhere. On keys, on presents, or whatever.
Oh, they're nice. What a treasure to have my keys on on something so beautiful, right? And another one of your circle.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like the repetition of things, but I want it all different. Like it's all circles, but every circle has its own embroidery or label.
And did those labels mean anything?
Yeah, they're once meant to sew in name is sew.
So, yeah.
Sew in cloth, so you know from who it is. But I just have them and I just put them on my felt, so it doesn't have a meaning anymore. But it's beautiful. The red,
Yeah,
I
right?
love
The
the
red.
red
So
and white.
that's a treasure. That's nice. Oh.
And I like to make something that you can do something with it. So put it on the wall, or like the labels you can use, or the necklaces. And I make this little labels, and these are for my
boy.
children. My daughter was just 1 day old, and I give them to all my friends. I take pictures of the marriage of their parents, and that's a very
There we go.
our lovely cat.
Yeah, right? Well, these are all so special. It's so nice to be able to share your work. I love your Zen work. That's really, I know the people where I'm from, Seattle, and I know this would really, hit the soul of a lot of artists there. A lot of artists everywhere. So get you three together again, right? So
Maybe we have to talk about Leiden next year.
okay,
So all the people have to come to Leiden.
Leiden, yeah.
2000.
And isn't Leiden where Rembrandt
Yeah.
was? Yeah. So
Yes. There's a big festival of textile.
Uh-huh.
3 days.
when
I think 14, 15, 16.
of
Something like that.
4 days.
what month?
May.
May. Okay. Okay. I bet it's beautiful in May with the flowers, the tulips, the hydrangeas.
You won't have time for that.
Oh,
Because there's so a lot to see in the big church. There are expositions, but there's also expositions in the inner town. And
Lucia.
we have a very beautiful shop where we can expose in the window and a great part of the shop. And Anneke found a beautiful inspiration, and it's a poem from
Karin van Aken.
Karen van Aken.
who?
Karin van Aken, she made a beautiful poem.
It's about sisterhood.
Oh,
It's about
wow.
a woman who comes together from all over the world and sitting on a table, thinking, sharing something, good things, bad things. It's a beautiful poem. We will show it later.
Okay.
And we are making something about it.
Oh, wow.
So
I can't wait.
you have to
I
come.
can't wait, right.
And also this year there are a few museum masterclasses, because every museum in Leiden has a masterclass this year. And Linda and I am taking part of that. Linda in the LAK hall, and I am in the Hortus Botanicus. And for 1 year we meet each other at several times, and then you are with a group with very different textile artists. So I'm a felter, but there are also weavers, embroiderers,
Lace makers.
Filters.
quilters, everything. Everything is there. And then together we make a big exposition in the museum.
And the museum, the name of that museum?
The Hortus Botanicus.
The Hortus Botanicus.
And Bettina is also in the LAK hall.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm here, so make sure we
Right.
get that so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can share it with all the people who are watching. And
Yeah, 1 day is too few, too short.
okay, so you need 3 days
Yes.
at least. Okay, to see it
everything,
all.
you need 3 days.
All right. In May 2020. Sounds like you guys have a lot of exciting things to look forward to. But your work here is really. People are sending us hearts on the. It sounds like you guys. You're really inspiring me. So I hope the people who are watching are inspired. And as I said, I'll be posting the links to their website in 2020 and their personal work. So please follow us. Okay.
It's nice to inspire.
Yeah, right. That's what we should be doing all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Take care.